We'll let you know. All right. So we're here. Tradapolooza, wild. Free agent frenzy, somewhat wilder. We had a ton of moves in the NFL. I wasn't even thinking about doing this video, and I was like, wait, Jimmy Graham? Wait a minute, what? Andre? Wait, what? Colts? What? I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, I was so confused for a little bit there. Like, it just didn't even make sense with some of the moves. But some of the smaller moves, I guess, and this is just off of the website, and then I'll get to what I took notes on. Um, Dwayne Bowe going to the Browns sounds fun. Um, Ruben, I don't know if you guys know Ruben, but he's my boy. Like most people, Ruben is going to the Seahawks, so that just adds to what they have. Ruben, a former Brown, so you know he's pretty good. The Browns got a good defense. And Bernard Pierce was signed by the Jaguars, so interesting. So let's get to the big ones, I guess you could say. You got the the Saints decided, screw Jimmy Graham. He ain't no good. I don't know what they were thinking, but they uh they trade Jimmy Graham to the Seahawks. And they also traded Kenny Stills, another wide receiver. But they did sign C.J. Spiller, which was a good move. But I don't really understand the Jimmy Graham trade at all.
So,
Their only weapon, really, recently. Andrew, thoughts? I know you.
well, basically, the GM told everybody, including Drew Brees, that he was shopping every active player on the roster. And his terms were, quote unquote, we can't win games with the defense we've been playing. So basically, all these moves that he's making, they have two top 30 picks. They're both going to be defensive players. That he's making all these moves to try and bring in defensive talent. Is it going to work? I don't know. I think he could have done a little bit better than trading Graham, because Graham was Drew Brees' favorite target. But Drew Brees still has Marcus Colston. He'll have C.J. Spiller in the flats to throw to now, who's a very, very quick and elusive player, kind of like a Darren Sproles, who flourished in New Orleans. Other than that, we really haven't made any, we as in the Saints, as I'm part of the organization or something, but they haven't really made any other big moves per se. Signed a safety, I think. Um,
about a few days ago, they signed Brandon Browner.
Okay. Okay.
So that helps the defense.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to really take Jimmy Graham leaving. I guess I could just take it with a glass half full kind of approach. But I don't know. We could turn this season into being a really good season, or this could be a major rebuilding year.
Yeah, I could see. I don't know. It just depends on how they build this defense. Then, if they're gonna build it around defense, because Drew Brees you can give him probably anybody and he can throw it to him as long as they can catch the football. So
Yeah.
it's not gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt him, but it's still something that is
But
very interesting.
you could have
Casey,
found
you got
somebody
any
else.
thoughts on the Jimmy Graham trade?
Jimmy Graham?
What's that?
I don't know. I've heard Jimmy
Repeat that.
Graham.
Repeat what you
about
said. You kind of.
What do I want to do? Specify on it?
Andrew?
I'm
Repeat
sorry.
that.
I'm going in and out.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Well, I'm gonna specify on it anyway. So on the Jimmy Graham trade, they traded away Jimmy Graham and a fourth round pick to the Seattle Seahawks. While they get Max Unger and a first round pick for the New Orleans Saints. That's what happened. Which it probably also frees up some cap so that they could get Brandon Browner. So in a way, it might be smart, but then again, you just lost one of your biggest weapons. So we'll just see if the Vikings with that kind of. But I was looking through Cincinnati transaction because I like Cincinnati of course, but I was looking through their transactions and we picked up AJ Hawk, which is a very good pickup for us because we needed a linebacker.
Who was that?
AJ Hawk,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
I think I did see
the
that.
guy that had like a outbreak season one year and then just like went completely quiet for a while. Yeah, that guy.
That's because he got overshadowed by Clay Matthews.
Yeah, yes, that guy. So yeah, we picked him up, and we also re-signed Clinton Bowling. So also keeps our line fortified. That's pretty much all that we did. That was really, really, really big.
Yeah.
Um, the big talk is the Indianapolis Colts, though. But since that's not my team, I'm gonna leave that alone.
All
So
right. Casey, you got any thoughts on that Jimmy Graham trade? Or we still near it?
Uh, I mean, it. I agree with you guys. It doesn't make sense, but you know, there could have been stuff, that the coaches or whatever in the organization saw that we didn't see. There could have been lots of different reasons they did it. Um, and it could end up being something really good for them. You never know. Um, I always look at it as like, um, not players, but when you know the Eagles and the Chiefs basically kind of changed coaching staffs. They really changed. It changed a lot for them that season. So maybe changing some players around is gonna help the Saints. You know, um, because I like the Saints when they play. I want to see them do better. Not saying that they've been really bad, but you know, I think every team has difficulties in certain places, but hopefully it's a rebuilding season for a lot of teams.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I was watching the end of the Wolford Arkansas game. It was getting ridiculous there. But as far as the Jimmy Graham trade goes, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Seahawks because I didn't point out anything. It's definitely going to help the Seahawks, but I just think it's good that the Seahawks did re-sign Marshawn Lynch because I don't care who you bring in for Russell Wilson to throw to. He's not the same quarterback without Marshawn Lynch. So I think so that was their biggest move of the free agency period. But next I got the Eagles trading McCoy, basically getting rid of McCoy and Foles and Macklin for DeMarco Murray, Sam Bradford, Ryan Matthews, and Kiko Alonso. It wasn't, that wasn't the trade, but that's kind of the big moves they made. Um, I don't understand the McCoy thing. I understand you're getting a good linebacker in Kiko Alonso, and they don't have the most respectable defense as far as the Eagles are concerned. So it's a good thing, but I don't know if McCoy's the guy you want to get rid of in that regard. The Nick Foles, Sam Bradford thing, why? The only reason I could think, and I talked to Josh about this before, the only reason I could think is that Chip Kelly wants to try to make his system look even better than it does, I guess. So you get a quarterback that seems kind of inferior in the system. I don't know what they were thinking with that one. I didn't think it was a good trade in general. And then Ryan Matthews, I understand DeMarco Murray, but Ryan Matthews I don't. Just because Ryan Matthews is a good back, but he can't stay healthy to save his life is the issue with him. Um, and the Bills got LaShawn McCoy, the Rams got Nick Foles, and the Chiefs got Jeremy Maclin. So pretty interesting
I
things
think you're
there. Anything,
forgetting one.
Andrew,
I think
about
you're forgetting one move the Eagles made
huh?
on the 2-year, $16 million contract with the Sanchez.
Oh yeah, they did. They did do that. But I was thinking they weren't gonna do anything with him since they signed Sam Bradford for whatever stupid
Well,
reason.
let me tell you what. If they gave him a 2-year, $16 million contract to sit the bench, I would do it.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'd all take that. You know.
So, this is what's going to happen. In my opinion, the Eagles will win the NFC East. Or, yeah, they're in the East, right?
Yeah.
They'll win the East. Um, I don't know that they'll go far in the playoffs, but these moves definitely strengthen their team, especially if Ryan Matthews can stay healthy, because they can run sideline to sideline, and no other team in the NFL is doing that. So at least for the first half of the year, until the scouts figure out how to stop them, they're going to be running all over teams. Um, and they got Sam Bradford, and then Sam Bradford said, "Hey, I want to play with my roommate in college." So DeMarco Murray comes running up. They have 3 years of experience playing together. I mean, you can't really match that in on the level of um trying to chemistry.
Yep.
Um, the defensive linebacker signing was pretty good as well. Um, Still don't know why they haven't signed any receivers. I guess they're gonna try to get some through the draft. I think letting go of Macklin was pretty stupid, but eh, guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep. All right, Casey. Thoughts on the Eagles trade, the Eagles moves in general?
Not really. Andrew kind of summed it up pretty well. Some of them don't make sense, but I mean, you know, I just don't see the Eagles ever really. I could see them winning the East, like Andrew said, but I never see them really going any much farther than that. So it's kind of like I can't say, oh, doing this or that's going to really help them. I mean, I don't see like any Super Bowl chance for them anytime soon, no matter what they do. So, uh, and plus, I'm from Pennsylvania and I hate the Eagles and the Steelers. So yeah, but I mean, I hope they get better. I would like to see them do well. Just hometown kind of pride thing, but it doesn't really matter to me that much either way.
All right, Lamar. Any thoughts on the Eagles moves?
Um, ignorant. I mean, I mean, Nick Foles, if you seen him last year, I mean, how many interceptions he threw? Pretty sure he
He
threw
threw
less
more
than
than he did his first year.
and I'm pretty sure he didn't throw that many of those.
Well, regardless of the fact, and this is debatable, but there's a thing when people look at quarterbacks, and it's called a ceiling. And if you ask me, I believe Sam Bradford's ceiling is a lot higher than that of Nick Foles. I believe that with a consistently healthy team around him and himself staying healthy, I believe Sam Bradford could be a playoff slash Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
Yeah,
Not this year.
yeah. My issue is I feel like Nick Foles is a proven commodity, where Sam Bradford hasn't proven really anything. He had a good first year, and that's been about it.
Yeah, I understand, but I think we've seen in the last 2 years that Nick Foles really was just going to stagnantly get them to the playoffs, if that, and then drop off. And I don't think they were going anywhere with Nick Foles, and I think the organization knew that. And the Rams, they'll go after anybody if we'll win them a couple games. So when they saw they could get Sam Bradford, I mean it. I don't know. I still don't quite agree with it, but logically it kind of makes sense. The worst part to me is why do you make this trade after you sign Mark Sanchez? That really doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I, who knows? It's the Eagles, so who knows? Lamar, do you have any other thoughts about the Eagles move?
I mean, I'm just waiting for uh, you get rid of Rashawn, you get rid of Rashawn McCoy, you get rid of Mark. I mean, you get rid of Kevin Kyle, and then you re-sign Mark Sanchez, and you sign Sam Bradford. So pretty much, you got rid your best quarterback, and now you just went to the shop and you just bought one. You
I
went to the
got
shop
it. I
and you
figured
got
it out.
two.
They're gonna choose which quarterback to play with each game by a coin flip.
A coin flip.
Heads for Sanchez, tails for Bradford.
That sounds like a Chip Kelly way of doing things to me.
That's the only thing I can think of.
All right,
That,
so
that or like I said in our chat, they might use Bradford as a ploy to get up in the draft, but the only reason they want to get up in the draft is for what?
Mariota.
Mariota, another quarterback.
Yeah.
So
All right, so moving on. This is one that'll make Casey happy. Josh, if he was here, he'd be happy about this one too. Like I said, Colts do deserve a round of applause. They released Reggie Wayne, which made me cry a little bit. Not even being a Colts fan, it's just like you've seen him with him for so long, and I just don't even want to see him in another jersey. I think he should just retire. Like I don't even want to see him in another jersey, to be completely honest. But they got rid of Wayne and Richardson, but they did sign Frank Gore and Andre Johnson. Maybe some more people that I'm missing because, like I said, I took these notes like a week ago. So if you have any fill in, Casey or Andrew, anyone, so feel free to fill it in. So Andrew, we'll start with you.
um well, if they weren't good on offense enough last year, they'll definitely be good enough this year. Andrew Luck, if he wasn't top, I don't need top five. I'll put him in there this coming up year, quarterback in the NFL, because last year his main target was who?
T.Y.
Red Wayne and was T.Y. Hilton or whatever. Now he has Andre Johnson, who is, in my opinion, and I think in everybody else on this panel's opinion, a lot better than Reggie Wayne.
And they're the same age too, which is
Yeah, a lot
important.
better.
They're the same age,
Yeah, a
him and
lot
Reggie
better
Wayne.
than. I mean, he a lot
And
better than Reggie
quite
Wayne, but
do what?
he a lot better than Reggie Wayne, but you still don't hear much about him anymore.
Yeah,
You
you
don't hear
don't
about
hear
Andre Johnson
anything.
that much.
You don't hear anything because he's had Chase Keenan throwing balls to him. Like,
Yeah, if you pair him with a good quarterback, he'll be fine. I feel like Andre Johnson is
I
still.
mean, you heard a lot about Andre Johnson when Matt Schaub was doing work down there before he got hurt. So, and then also every year I draft Frank Gore on my fantasy team because he is just a tick for tack, run down the middle, hard nosed running back, and I think that will serve the Colts very well. So it's going to be weird not seeing him in red and gold, but I think he'll do pretty good in white and blue.
And that was a big need for the Colts. I feel like from the outside looking in, and I feel like Colts fans feel the same way. Casey, speaking of a Colts fan, how do you feel?
I'm gonna start off with Frank Gore. I'm glad we got him. That we signed him. We were we had a lot of issues with our running game the past couple of seasons. We tried a few things, didn't work out, unfortunately. Um, but I think, you know, Gore's good enough, and he's still at a good age where he's gonna have some good seasons in him. He's not too old to where I'm afraid he'll have too many injuries or anything like that. Um, as far as Andre Johnson, um, I know I was talking to DJ about this. I'm excited for it, but in a way, being a Colts fan, it's kind of weird because we always went up against him so often that to now see him in a Colts uniform and playing for us, it's surreal, I guess. But I'm excited. We can definitely use him really well, especially with the fact that we released Reggie Wayne, which is sad. You know, I it was sad enough when Harrison retired. That now it's just kind of it's hitting me, and I'm like, what is going on? But um, I mean, we still have really good talent in our offense. So and plus Vegas says it's gonna happen. So if Vegas picks you for the Super Bowl, it's gonna happen. It was supposed to happen last season, but Deflategate happened, and damn balls. But no, I'm excited with all the changes. Kind of I don't want to say massive, but a pretty big overhaul. For us. Um, you know, I'm excited to see what we do in the draft and everything like that. But I think we'll do good this season.
Are you going to make a bold prediction that the Colts will win the Super Bowl?
Well, I that's not even a prediction; it's a fact.
Okay.
They're they're gonna win. It's gonna be like 17-2.
Well, Vegas believes the same way, so
Yeah.
Didn't Vegas pick the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl this year too?
yeah, but that was before all the Colts moves.
No,
Thing is,
I mean last year when they lost the Super Bowl.
oh well, yeah. I think it's 5-1 Colts, 8-1 Seahawks. So that would be a good game.
And I hope Wayne does retire because I don't want to see him in any other uniform.
He
It
could come. He could come down to New Orleans. We'll take him in gladly.
All right, Lamar, you got any thoughts on the Colts big time moves?
They're freaking geniuses. I mean, how do you get all this in one fell swoop? Fucking bravo. Can, it's really hard to acquire this many weapons in a free agency, but everybody's going after it. And you get all of this in one fell swoop. And pretty much all they lost was Trent Richardson and Levy. Pretty much what I've seen they all lost. Strong chance going to the Super Bowl. Will they win it though? That is good. Or, you know, the glass factory might show up and Andre Johnson and a few people may get hurt. So it just depends. But all in all, it's a good trade.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Um, so next up I had Julius Thomas going to the Jags, which just surprised me, just because I didn't think that the Broncos would let go of Julius Thomas. But that'll help the Jags out tremendously. And I got that Torrey Smith going to the Niners made me a sad frog or whatever. Made me upset just because Torrey's been my boy for a while. But I don't know. You guys got any thoughts on those two moves? I just kind of lumped them together. They weren't like huge moves, but they were notable, I guess.
Yeah. I just want to know what Baltimore's thinking. Really.
Well, when I look at it personally, as a fan, they got rid of Nada, they got rid of Jacoby, who went to the Chargers. Nada went to the Lions, and now they released Torrey, who ended up going to the Niners. I feel like the Ravens have good young receivers. These guys, Kamar Aiken, some of the guys you don't really know about, you saw a little bit last year. They have good young receivers. They had a lot of receivers last year. I wish they would have re-signed Torrey though, because Torrey was really kind of coming of age a little bit. But I do think they have good, strong young receivers: Marlon Brown, Kamar Aiken, Michael Cavanero, obviously Steve Smith. Not maybe not as young, but at least kind of a force there, and probably they'll get a rookie too. Um, so that's just my personal opinion. I feel like, you know, Torrey was one dimensional for a while, and I feel like this year he kind of took that next step. So I don't know. I hope he does good in the Niners, the place that seems to get every Ravens receiver ever. Um, so I hope he does good with the Niners, but I feel like they do have some young receivers that can step up too.
No doubt.
And
Um,
they re-signed Forsett, so that was one of the most important moves.
yeah, because he was coming to New Orleans if they didn't re-sign him.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. I think there's another deal that we'll talk about a little later that happened in Florida that's a little more significant than the Thomas one. But
Can I would like to say that the Jaguars may be scary next year. They
nah,
may be scary. They're not
nah.
gonna be super scary. They're
Three
not
and
gonna be super
13.
scary, but they've made moves.
If they're lucky, 4-12.
Mm, are you serious? They've actually made moves that actually fit their scheme.
Do
They picked up Bernard Pierce.
do
That fits
you
in the
do
scheme.
you understand that they are the Jaguars?
Bro, they can be the Jaguars. We thought the Browns sucked. We thought the Browns would suck for life. People thought the Browns would suck for life. That they would be in the 4-12 bracket forever and ever and ever. And now that they have Johnny Manziel, we pretty much still believe that. But
Well, but
they,
Marcus
I could
Mariota's
see
coming to save the day until next year when they draft another quarterback.
Marcus Mariota cannot play in the AFC North. I don't care what rookie quarterback they put back there. No, don't bring him into the best division in football. Don't do that.
Oh, it's happening,
no
whether
rookie
you like it
quarterback
or
can play in the
not.
AFC North. There's too much defense over
Anyway,
there.
Julian Thomas, it's a good move. Um, I don't know who's gonna throw him the ball, but
Blake Bortles, baby, come on now, Blake
Bortles.
Bortles.
again, I don't know
I'll
who's
rob
gonna.
that boy.
I don't know who's gonna throw him the ball, but it's a decent move.
I'll ride the Blake Bortles train on that one.
All right, Casey, you got any thoughts
I'll
on
ride the Blake Bortles train.
on that move? Any of those
Oh,
moves?
not really. No.
Lamar, are you glad that Toy
What?
slipped out of the AFC North?
He didn't do anything to us, so I didn't care.
And yo, crappy. Keep going. Just talk. Just talk.
What's more to say about it? Torrey Smith is off of the Ravens. Pretty much, you lost your deep threat. You lost the deep threat you only had. The only way to beat Leon Hall, y'all gave it away. So that's on y'all.
I think the Julian Thomas move took the Jacksonville Jaguars from 2-14 to 3-13.
All right. So since you mentioned the other Florida move, we got that Ndamukong Suh signed with the Dolphins. I think that was the one you were talking about. And he signed like for like quarterback money.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
Speaking of quarterbacks, I'll just lump this one in. It kind of goes. It doesn't go together at all, but I'll lump it in anyway. And then Brian Hoyer, my boy, signed with the Texans. So um, suit of the Dolphins is gonna make them good. It, defensively, and they've historically been good defensively, just not as much offensively. So it's a good thing. They also got Jordan Cameron on the offensive end, so that's a good thing for them offensively, and for Ryan Tannehill, who I'm pretty high on. Brian Hoyer going to the Texans would definitely help them, because he was the only reason the Browns were even relevant this year. To be completely honest, even though you got to have people catching the ball, I understand that, but they didn't
Well,
do.
if Josh Gordon would worry more about catching footballs than rolling blunts, then maybe.
I mean, I mean, yeah, that's true. But I think he'll help the Texans though, because that's what they're kind of lacking is a quarterback. And now with Hoyer having some starting experience, having some kind of good starting experience and not so good starting experience, it kind of helps him out a little bit too. So I want to see what he does with the Texans. The Texans have always been a team I kind of, you know, when looking for my second team, the Texans are kind of in that 1A hole. I've always kind of liked the Texans, probably because of Matt Shaw, but he's not there anymore. So I gotta keep liking him, right? Any thoughts on the Sue move or the Hoyer Cameron, however you wanna?
Pretty interesting. It's
Yep.
pretty interesting to me.
Is it my go?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
You forgot one move. Miami also, like you said earlier, got Kenny Stills from the Saints. So Ryan Tannehill will have another threat to throw to.
Kenny Stills is kind of a quiet guy. I don't think it's right.
You're
He's
right.
sort of quiet.
But Ndamukong Suh will like step on another dude's forehead or something, and just saw. I mean, honestly, he left Detroit, which is the team that brought him in the league, for 1.4 million dollars. That's it, over 5 years. But if it were you, and you could either play in cold, windy ass Detroit, or you could go to beautiful, nice Miami, what would you do? That's
Do I have
right.
to answer that? Do I have to answer that? I don't feel like I
Yeah.
should. I don't feel like I should answer that.
What would you do, Lamar?
I leave.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
You go down to Miami.
Casey, you got any thoughts on any of those?
I'd go to Miami. If I was getting paid to go to Miami, I would go to Miami. Um, but all these moves don't really matter because we already know who the Super Bowl champs are going to be. So, I mean, I don't know why we're having this conversation right now.
All right, Lamar, thoughts on this move?
What you want me to say? I already told y'all. I leave. Dominic is too smart man. Don't want to play this whole weather. Let's play Heat.
All right. Um, next we got a little Jets talk. So Andrew can take pride in maybe picking the Jets next year.
My boy Gino finally has somebody good to throw to.
So and it might not even be Gino, because they signed Brandon Marshall, which was good. They traded for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then they signed Revis and Cromartie back. So they have that corner duo back from like old Rex Ryan days.
The
So
Jets are gonna be tough.
yeah, I hope they win the division. I'll be happy. I'll be happy. I'm just tired of the Patriots winning the division. So that's good. That gets whoever's gonna play quarterback. I hope it's Fitzpatrick, because he's also my boy, because he has a majestic beard. Probably one of the greatest beards in the NFL.
Chill. You know who's gonna start.
Fitzpatrick, he better start. I won't be upset if he don't.
It's gonna be Gino.
Why?
Gino will throw about 40 interceptions, but he will also throw about 30 touchdown passes. And they'll win. They'll go 10-6, I think.
um,
Defensively, they made really good moves. I know Revis is kind of like a most people call him a bust because he's not really worth all the money he gets paid to some. But I think in a Jets uniform, he's a lot different, a more different player than he is in any other uniform.
Um, skip Casey because he says screw the Jets. It's all about the Colts. Casey, you
Hey,
got any thoughts on?
I deserve a damn chance, boy.
you
Uh,
said screw this. Colts win the Super
no,
Bowl.
I'm just I'm curious to see all the reaction that re-signing Revis is, because I remember when he first left the Jets, there was a lot of kind of backlash, and you know the fans weren't happy, everything like that. So it's gonna kind of be interesting to see how it's taken. Um, but I feel like it's a good move for them. You know, they haven't been that good. I don't think they've really ever been that good, but they need something to kind of give them a refresher. Um, but besides that, I mean, Colts are gonna win the Super Bowl. So
I mean, because Cromartie and Revis are good because I don't know what D. Milner is doing. He was supposed to be like the replacement, holier than thou replacement, and he has been not even close to that. And they were good. They were good back when the Sanchez was the quarterback. Just saying, two straight AFC Championship games. I mean, just saying. But Lamar,
how many Super Bowls did they make it to in that time?
they didn't make it any, but they
Exactly.
probably got farther than the Colts in those 2 years.
I no no.
Lamar, thoughts?
I can't believe you guys. It's okay. It's okay. What are we talking about again?
You're not even paying attention.
I kind of was, but not really.
We were talking about the Jets signing Brandon Marshall, trading for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and signing Revis and Cromartie back. That's what we were talking about.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
I was making sure. I was making sure. I was making sure.
the floor is yours.
Um, that's actually very scary. They might actually, they might actually have a fighting chance in their division now. The question is who they're gonna put as quarterback. I know I said this
Fitzpatrick, baby,
before,
come
but
on,
I don't
Fitzpatrick.
know. Who knows? Who knows? They might have brought Fitzpatrick in to mentor Geno Smith because you know how Geno Smith likes to run, and when he in the pocket, he gets a little bit too scared.
Well,
Fitzpatrick,
actually, he just likes to give the other teams more opportunities to score. He feels bad, so he throws them the ball usually. Um,
well, Fitzpatrick can teach him not to do that.
but no, it's a
Because
moral thing. He'll always do it. He's just got to.
maybe who knows? Who knows what may
I
happen?
mean, both of them are capable of winning games on the offensive end. So,
Um, so
That's all
just,
I gotta say.
I'm just gonna lump these so we can get just two more reactions. We got Cutler is set to be the Bears starter from what I'm hearing. Big Ben resigns with Pittsburgh. Who cares? Um, Percy Harvin signs with the Bills, and the Dolphins trade Mike Wallace, which was interesting to me. And then we'll talk about some guys who retired and surprised me with their retiring. So, any thoughts on that? Anyone? Ever?
um, the Bills are going to be pretty good if they can solve their quarterback situation, or if they can get EJ Manuel in the weight room and in the film room. They'll be good. They have LaShawn McCoy. They have Percy Harvin. They have Sammy Watkins. They have all the offensive weapons you need to win a football game. And their defense was ranked, what was it, first or second this year? And they haven't lost anybody key defensively.
So for Kiko,
Oh, yeah, Kiko, duh. But, I don't know. Mike Wallace getting traded. Big Ben re-signing. Doesn't surprise me. Um, he probably went out to the club and raped another girl or something after he signed. Um, yeah, that's it.
all right. Casey, I know you. I saw you shake your head on the thoughts for this one. I don't know. I don't know if you have any after the promo he just cut. So, uh, all right, Lamar.
I do like the part where you said he was going to go to the club and record as well. I thought that was very, very accurate.
I thought it was too. That's why I said it.
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, the Steelers are just going to be the Steelers. I mean, you can't say much about them. If they win or lose, people still love them. Um, somehow they find every score finds nothing. They beat somebody in the AFC North. So I don't know what to say about it. They can pretty much have Geno Smith as a quarterback in his rookie year, and they'll probably beat somebody that they should beat.
All right.
That's how Pittsburgh rolls.
So last point, and we'll be out. Some people who retired: Jason Wells, the linebacker for Pittsburgh; Jake Locker, obviously the quarterback for Tennessee, one of the quarterbacks for Tennessee; Quillen Finnegan, corner, got into a fight with Andre Johnson, got toe up, and Patrick Willis. So I think all of them surprised me a little bit because Patrick Willis, he's still making plays. I think he was going through some sort of rehab throughout the middle of the season last year. So that may have been a portion of that. With Finnegan, I guess he's just getting older. Um, I'm not really sure with Finnegan. That's all I can really say for it. I didn't know he was that old enough to kind of retire, but I guess he's just getting older is what I would say. Jake Locker, he's probably just tired of kind of being getting hurt. He probably would just rather go maybe try another sport. I guess is maybe what he'll do. I'm not really sure of Jake Locker. And Jason Wells kind of surprised me a little bit too because he's a young linebacker. I'm pretty sure. Also, there was one more guy I heard on it was like on one of the radio stations, played for the 49ers. I don't know his name right off, but I know he was like a second year player this coming up year, and he retired too because he just didn't. Not necessarily he didn't have the passion for it. He just didn't want to go through the head trauma thing. So that was interesting. Anybody have any thoughts on those retiring?
Yeah, I was surprised with Jake Locker as well. Uh, and Patrick Willis. I'm waiting to hear Troy Polamalu's name.
I I it's gonna be weird if Troy Polamalu retires. Just weird seeing the Steelers without him, I guess.
But that's it for me.
JC, any thoughts? Are you waiting to see your boy Reggie on there? Or?
Uh, I'm surprised with them, but I mean, could have been a number of things. Could have been just injuries they can get over. It could have been, just can't do it anymore. But I, you know, I I think their teams aren't gonna. It's not gonna be the end of the world for anybody, and for them, it's what's best for them. I always say, if you're not gonna if you have too many injuries, or your head's not going to be in the game, or you're not feeling it, don't retire. Don't force yourself to do it. If it's not going to help your team, or if it's not going to help you. So hopefully we'll find out why these guys retired eventually. But I mean, it's it's sad with some of them, like Willis and Finnegan, and Locker. But you know, it's the Colts are still gonna win the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it's all good if you really think about the big picture here. The big picture is what we're looking at.
All right, Lamar. Thoughts on retiring?
No comment, really. I have none.
All right
Well,
then.
interesting, but yeah, I ain't nothing.
All
But I
right
do
then.
have something about it. I do have something about the last statement.
All right.
Yeah. See,
Don't
we
say
keep saying
don't say the Bengals
we
are gonna win, cause yeah.
we have a better chance than Baltimore, but Anyway, we get back to the matter at hand. All I gotta say is, don't let the deflatable ball beat you. And actually, track that. Freeze, freeze, freeze. Their balls weren't even deflated when they beat y'all. Their balls weren't even deflated. They're fully pumped. Huh.
It'll
So,
be. I hate to say this because it hurts me kind of deep down because one of my former team members will be on the team. But it's going to be the Colts and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Now, who wins is going to be decided by the season and injuries, but that's just my opinion.
if you were, if we repeat, if we repeat Super Bowl, I would not watch. I would not watch. If I repeat Super Bowl, I won't watch it.
I
I
said
would
the
just track
Colts
it.
versus Seahawks, not the Patriots.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, thank you.
All right. So that's it. Just thoughts on Tradapolooza, free agent frenzy. It was wild. It was wild. Um, I, you know, if you have any thoughts on it, feel free to comment. Um, everybody, please go to Lamar's Twitter, DLW_21, and please just make sure you let him know that the Bengals have not won a playoff game since I've been alive. So let him know that. See you guys later. Peace.